we talk about structural violence, this is one great example of what structural violence is, right? The bill is still, I mean, it's what it was when it was introduced, right? In 2021, they've made some edits, but it's horrendous. It is aiming to criminalize LGBTQ plus what, they have a long list of identities. Somebody's Ghanaian uncle in parliament found. How did they even know about pansexuals? Please tell me, where did you learn about these terms? Some of the terms I'm even wondering, like, do I know this? Do I know what it means? I mean, it's very clear that there is foreign hands in the writing of these bills, just based on like some of the identities that Ghanaians don't even necessarily claim within the community, being listed and being criminalized, right? But that aside, it would criminalize these identities. It would criminalize knowing someone with those identities, right? Or being allied to those with that identity. It would criminalize, quote unquote, promoting, whatever that means, right? I mean, they have their definitions, but you can see how that would be exploited. Even the current, unnatural carnal knowledge bill is considered an anti-LGBT. So imagine what these like vague and open to interpretation kind of terms in that bill would lead to, right? It would criminalize or disband organizations that service LGBTQ plus community members. It is clearly unconstitutional. I mean, it's like very unconstitutional and also just harmful. I mean, some of the punishments are prison time and or, fines that the average Ghanaian cannot afford, let alone marginalized community members who are barely making anything. If you look at income among LGBTQ Ghanaians, because of, systemic discrimination, people are more marginalized and get less work opportunities. And that means lower income. So it is very violent. When we talk about use the term structural violence, this is one great example of what structural violence is, right?
This is it.
This is it. Policies that are aimed to harm a particular small group of people, subpopulation of a country, in this case, LGBTQ people. It is terrible. It would harm, in the case of the work that I do, right? We cannot collect certain data on LGBT health, because it might be considered promoting homosexuality. We cannot do certain programming and outreach to prevent, because it would be considered promoting. If you give people condoms, they can tell you you're encouraging them to have sex with other men, or PrEP, right? Which helps prevent HIV transmission. So it is harmful. And among one of the worst proposed in Africa, right? It's not, and in the world, like, it's not just like, oh, this thing is bad in Ghana. It is actually objectively some of the worst attacks on LGBTQ people globally.